This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're looking at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Fangman, evil fanged minion of Skeletor action figure, part of the cartoon collection. And actually, the box is kind of indented at the bottom. Yeah, I think this is going to be another figure where the comic has nothing to do with the figure we're getting. So if we turn him around here, we see that this is as seen in the Time Corridor, modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe animated series. I'd kind of like to see those beasts put into this collection too. Those would be kind of cool to have, although I don't know about you guys, but I'm certainly running out of room for displays. He includes the Infinity Wheel. I'm going to bet that that's probably just recreated from the Classics one. And you can twist him into powerful battle positions. As part of this wave, we have Orko, the heroic court magician, Grizzlor, the hairy henchman of the evil horde, and Fangman, the evil fanged minion of Skeletor. Let's open this sucker up. We've got our little white sheet that shows us all the different parts that come off of him, which is most of them. Here's our little infinity coin. Yeah, I know that's not what it's actually called. We get the comic future tense, which, if you want to hear the whole thing being read to you, you can watch Orko's review. But to summarize, we have the magicians here who end up breaking the barrier between Etheria and Eternia, allowing He-Man and the Masters to cross over and help out Etheria. However, the sorceress pops up wearing a different outfit than what she's worn throughout the entire rest of the comic, I want to say, or comic series, as she is now dressed in the New Adventures version of her gear. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I do hope we get that version of her in the future. But she has a different task for He-Man where she sends him kind of to a different timeline/universe to meet himself and ask for help from the He-Man of Primus and the New Adventures. And he is hoping that the Armada from Primus can be used to stop the Armada from the Horde. And of course, He-Man, being He-Man, agrees with He-Man and says, yes, we'll help you out, He-Man. Thank you, He-Man. So then, as the people from Eternia show up on Etheria, they start to turn the tides against the Horde. And I believe Bo up here is actually supposed to be in the next wave of figures. Skeletor is still being tormented by Hordak, where he is told by Horde Trooper Prime, hey, we're and we see them start to battle again. Hordak calls for the Armada in space to shoot down and destroy everything in the area, including their own troops. You know, I think is that Horde Prime? That kind of does look like Horde Prime's ship. But it also kind of reminds me of those weird monster bot things that they had in the Christmas special. Anyway, our friends from Primus show up in Starship Eternia, which would be a great vehicle for them to... Which would be a great vehicle/playset for Mattel to put out. And they come and take care of the Horde's fleet, and there is a victory all around. He-Man and She-Ra hug it out. Yay, we're doing good. Unfortunately, they learn that Hordak is still in charge of Snake Mountain, the Fright Zone. He has his slime slaves, and the Doom Legions of Despondos. So, yeah, they're not quite done with the battle yet. Our New Adventures He-Man says, I wish I could join you for the rest of this, but I still must return to my own planet where they need my help as well. The Hell Gate is open, so He-Man and She-Ra can go and fight Hordak. And oddly enough, they mention it's Skeletor. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but of all the people we have to save... Oh, okay, I've been reading this backwards the entire time. I can't believe I'm saying this, but of all the people we have to save, it's Skeletor. Alright, that makes sense now. I totally screwed that up in the Orko run. Sorry. Because for some reason I was thinking like they must have heard something or something to alert them that Skeletor is in danger there. Anyway, on the back of the comic, we again see our wave assortment here of Orko, the heroic court magician, Grizzlor, the hairy henchman of the evil horde, and our Fangman here, the evil fanged minion of Skeletor. Fun bit of information with Fangman in the Classics era. they redesigned his top here so that it forced the ab crunch. So he had, whoopsie, a hunched look to him without actually making a new body, because that actually fit better with his design than, you know, the straight back like we got here. And correct me if I'm wrong, like, say something in the comments below, but didn't we get this head sculpt with something else not too long ago? Or am I crazy? Like, I keep on thinking that this came with another Cartoon Collection figure. Was it Tongue Lasher? Because, I mean, it is Filmation, and Filmation, you know, reused character designs all the time. Anyway, his head sculpt looks pretty good. Fangman actually did not appear in the comic at all, which I miss the days when the comics actually focused on the figures in the wave, you know? So anyway, we've already looked at his head sculpt. We can spin his head all around. It can look down, it can look up. We got a little wobble here at the peg. Arm hinges up and down, and we can spin it around. Obviously, the harness there does interfere quite a bit, so that's a bit problematic. We've got the arm hinge elbow thingy, 90 degrees. We can spin it as well. The wrist spins in a full 360 and then folds in and out. We have the waist swivel all around here. We can kick up, and it is a new diaper, by the way. We can kick up, kick back a little bit, not a whole lot. We can kick out. Close your legs, buddy. We can do the almost 90-degree bend at the knee. And you can hear a click, by the way. It's actually a pretty nice joint. And you can spin that around too. We have a boot cut where we can spin that all around as per normal. And we have the foot on a hinge and a spin. And as previously with these figures, we have one random item. Okay, not so random, it was from the episode. This was used, it was supposed to be placed back in time and activated where it would just keep spinning where it was, getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it destroyed Caste Grayskull in the future. However, what I would like to point out, the problem with that story arc being, of course, if you go back in time to place this somewhere so it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, why would Caste Grayskull have been built there in the first place? They probably just moved it off to the side. And even then, they might not have built it at all. And then where would you be, Skeletor? Surprisingly, he can in fact hold it. I was not expecting that to work. But you know, on the one hand, I like that they come with these odd accessories, but it would be nice if they also came with weapons. And yeah, I know I make fun of the accessories all the time because I think they make some weird choices of accessories to give us. This one I don't have a problem with. I think, like, again, with Orko, it would have been better if he came with his wand instead. Actually, he should have come with his wand and that medal because, you know, Orko's basically this, right? Like, you could have thrown some more stuff in there to make up for the missing legs, other than the cheap little stand. You didn't even give us an articulated stand. Sorry, quick rant. Just saying. But overall in this figure, I think he looks pretty good. I mean, he is what he is. There's nothing particularly special about that. He's, you know, I think he falls under that deep cut line. He was in Origins. Or not Origins, he was in Masterverse. Jesus. He was in Classics, as I mentioned earlier. And he too seems to have one of these tops that are just take up the whole. I'm not even trying to get this thing off. But yeah, he's just got a standard torso under there, and much like Grizzlor, he just has something that covers up his entire body. Watch as I can't get them back together again. So yeah, kind of a deep cut character, but still kind of cool to have. I do wonder though why he's not considered part of the Snake Men, since most of the other reptile characters have been. I had this stand up once on its own briefly. Okay, well, let's forget about that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at our Fangman. Oh, he is actually Fangman. I was getting confused with Fangor for some reason. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a like if you did. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense, that subscribe button there is looking pretty good, right? Punch it. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.